The 25th Hour Radio Show. I want to thank everyone for tuning in today to the 25th Hour Radio Show here on Monster Radio, AM 1150. I am your host, Rob Fairless, and on the phone with me today is the head coach of the team that is representing our area as members of the NABL, the North American Basketball League. That team is the Southern Illinois Pharaohs, and that coach is Geoff Mallory. Geoff, thanks for taking a few minutes out of your day to join me on the show.
I appreciate your time.
So, Coach Mallory, I'm going to approach this interview just like any other interview I've done in the past. Let's just start by talking about you yourself here, just to get a little background information for the listeners out there. You're not originally from here, right? Where are you from, and what's your basketball background?
Funny thing, because we're up north right now, but I'm actually born and raised in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So as far as knowing about the up north culture, that's right up my alley. But I originally come from Knoxville, Tennessee, where I reside. And actually, with that being said, I also work with the Atlanta Hawks. So making that commute right there was kind of interesting, especially on a weekly basis. And so, but I've been coaching basketball for almost 20-some years now.
So give us the rundown on how you got the gig of becoming the coach of the Pharaohs. How did that all play out?
Well, actually, I get a lot of emails. I got a lot of basketball websites that we go to as coaches and just kind of find out just different things. And so I kind of find out about this position through a website that actually was advertising this position. And I said, well, let me kind of throw my name in there. And I've got experience at the semi-professional level because my other minor league professional coaching position was in Chattanooga at one time, Chattanooga, Tennessee. Mm-hmm. And so I said, well, I've got experience in that area, of course, being with the Atlanta Hawks as a development coach. I said, well, I can probably spread my wings and see if, they'll be interested in somebody like me. And so after interviewing, I take that back. After I put my name in, I didn't hear nothing for a whole month. And so, of course, to me as a coach, hey, I'm going on about my business, doing my stuff.
It must be a no-go.
Other places. Yes, exactly. And then I get a call one evening, and it was from our general manager, Coach Aaron Lee. And when we ended up talking, he said, I'd like the phone interview next day. So I gave him a time, and we talked. And once again, a couple weeks went past. And like I said, didn't hear much. And then all of a sudden, I get a call like about 11 o'clock at night and was offered the position. Of course, it's 11 o'clock at night. So I'm thinking like, okay, who's calling me at 11 o'clock at night? Unless, of course, if it's my family or something, then I'm like, okay, I'm kind of worried. But the number wasn't a familiar number. So I said, okay, well, let me just answer it. And it was Coach Lee, and he wanted to offer me the position. And he said he would give me a couple of days, and which he gave me a couple of days. And it kind of was a no-brainer, to be honest. Me and my wife had talked about it, and I accepted the position.
A lot of people out there listening right now might be at a loss here, wondering what or who the Southern Illinois Pharaohs are. I mean, if someone came up to you on the street today and asked you what you did for a living, and you told them, I'm the coach of the Southern Illinois Pharaohs, and that person looked at you and said, that sounds cool, but I've never heard of the Pharaohs. How would you explain the NABL and the Pharaohs to that person?
Well, I would tell them it's a lot equivalent to what is the minor league for the NBA, which is the D League. We're a lot similar to it because actually a lot of our players who are looking with the ambitions of playing professional basketball is looking to play either in the D League or possibly in the NBA or play overseas. What they're trying to do is obviously build up their resume to have an opportunity to play at that level. And so as far as the Pharaohs, that's the opportunity that a lot of players who have ambitions of playing at the next level have that opportunity to come with us and play. Of course, it's not an easy process because they do have to go through tryouts and a training camp and so forth, like some of our current players have. And that's what they all went through. So it wasn't an just an easy process. You come in here and you say you want to play. No, you have to work at it. And so as far as what the Pharaohs organization is all about, we do bring a family culture here. And, you know, we're trying to bring a brand of basketball here as far as pros to this area of the country.
Now, are most of these players local players, or are there a few of them from all over the United States?
I would say most of them are from other places. We have about 3 or 4 guys that are local, which is always good because we know that's a draw as far as the fan base. Also, too, just us having players from other places there. We got a few that obviously have played overseas before, played in other development leagues. We got one guy who even played in like the D League that is complementary to the NBA. So we got experience from a lot of places, which is good because our guys bring a lot of that experience with them.
You know, I had the pleasure, along with a ton of other people, to catch the first home game last Sunday when you played the Music City Kings out of Nashville. Now, I imagine being the first game for you, the players, the management team even, you had a lot of pressure on your shoulders. How do you think you did? I mean, you did win by 50 points.
Yeah, and I know it was 50, and I know the crowd's like, oh my gosh, well they look pretty exciting, which I think we were excited. A lot of our players were, I think, and I've told several people this, I think they were tired of playing each other in practice, beating up on each other, and they wanted to, I guess, get their energy out on other players. And so I think as far as me as, you know, as a coach as well as the players, we wanted to really let loose and get things going, and we were just excited for the opportunity, and we were blessed that we had a good showing on Sunday to be able to see what our talent was all about, because we're going to bring a lot of energy and a lot of excitement to this city.
You know, to be able to have a team like this in our area is amazing. I mean, I commend owner Justin Dentmon for doing his part, for bringing this business and attraction to our area. Were you able to speak with Justin after the game? Was he pleased with how everything went?
Yes, Coach Justin, he's so laid back and all, but, you know, he always gets his words in to me. He's always, you know, catch me, Coach, good job. And I said, well, thank you, sir. You did a good job of bringing this in. He said, oh, well, Coach, I'm trying. And you know, he's just that type of person. He really is.
Now, the team's next home game is April 15th. You're playing the Huntsville Force at the new Carbondale High School gym, because the team's home gym is still under renovation, right? Any ideas on when the Denton Center, a.k.a. the old Carbondale High School, will be ready to see action?
Well, just from what we're hearing, and we're really praying, by the end of this month, we should be in that center and ready to go. And I think, more importantly, we're excited for the community to see what's going to be the development, because Justin's actually got a lot in place that he's wanting to happen. And we always say it's not just the thing for the players and all, which the players are going to be excited to, but this is a community thing we're looking at as well and getting them also involved.
Now, I was looking over the team's Facebook page, and I noticed you're always posting thank yous for local businesses out there who are partnering and sponsoring the Pharaohs. That's a big part of it, right? I mean, I'm sure the team is always open for local business to reach out and talk about sponsorship, right?
Yes, and one thing when coming into this situation, I knew as a coach that I didn't come here to coach. I come here to help build this situation, this culture. So with that being said, we also had to get sponsorship and get a lot of business involved with what we're trying to accomplish here.
So outside of your basketball duties, man, how do you like Southern Illinois? It's a long way from Nashville. It's a long way from Atlanta. It's a long way from Milwaukee.
Yes. No, it's different. Obviously, no, it's more of a college town. It's small. I know my family, they're adjusting to it. We've been real received by the community, to be honest with you. And it's just been a blessing. It really has. But we're making an adjustment pretty well. And we kind of compare this with other small cities in the United States and all, but it's good overall. It really is.
So what do you do in your free time, man? Do you have any hobbies, or does basketball and family pretty much take up all your time?
Well, no, and obviously family time is very important to me. I got to make sure my wife is, me doing my husband duties as well as my father's duties because have my daughter here with us as well. I try to make sure that's first priority, and of course, before that, I always thank God for giving me this opportunity as well, and to put us in this position as a family, and then me as a coach. And then I pretty much I'm doing a lot of other stuff as far as just trying to help the organization grow. Pretty much, so I'm always on the phones with possible agents and so forth, trying to help these guys out much as possible. Just trying to more so get their name out to help out. So I'm always doing something. I'm not just sitting around. I'm trying to make things happen.
Well, a happy wife is a happy life. That's what I've always heard. Anyway.
Yes, yes, sir.
Well, man, I'm going to put you on the spot before we wrap everything up and let you close this show out. In your own words, man, tell everyone why they need to come out each week and support the Southern Illinois Pharaohs.
Well, I think what you're going to get is a brand of basketball that I know everybody say they watch basketball a lot, but we want to bring excitement to this town all the time, and we always display a good family environment. We want to get everybody just involved as much as possible and keep them involved because, after all, this is a community thing as well as just a team thing. And we try to really make sure that everybody understands that when you come out, one thing you can always feel that you're welcomed all the time, no matter what. And we have a saying on our team, and we always end our practices with 2 words. It's a Pharaohs mentality.
I like that, a Pharaoh mentality. Everyone, you can go to www.sipharaohs.com to get ticket and schedule information. They're also on Facebook and Twitter. Coach, it's been a pleasure speaking with you. Good luck on the rest of the season.
Thank you very much. And I always say, go Pharaohs.